Ronaldo a couple and Batistuta a couple, so that lethal combination of the Argentinian and the Brazilian showing their high-class world standard, which is what...
I mean, goalkeepers are still playing, you know, way past them.
And you know what about the break of dawn this morning, the loud raining sound heard throughout the city of Marseille was the collective and mighty sigh of relief from Michel Platini and the French organizing committee, who woke up to discover pleasantly that that unique and notorious French phenomenon called the Mistral had blown itself out. Last night, the vicious northerly wind would have laid Ray Clemens, from whom you'll hear in just a moment, and myself flat out on our backs, even though we had a very significantly abstemious evening. Had it not disappeared, then these players, just about to come out in front of this very festive crowd, wouldn't have been able to turn in a game of football worthy of the name, and the draw itself might have been blown into the Mediterranean. The French SOS villages are giving the fair play flag to Michel Platini, the man who will give up his presidency of FIFA Jean Habelange, presenting the medals to the players who've been brought together, assembled in do about a man who comes down to temperatures of only 5 degrees without an overcoat. We've managed to get a major sporting firm to help him out. His teeth are not chittering, and of course I'm talking about Ray Clemens.
The wind was horrendous, and it was the sort of wind that spoils a game no matter what quality of players you've got onto the pitches.
There are the two coaches, Carlos Alberto Pereira in the foreground and Franz Beckenbauer. Sia Batistuta from Argentina, of course, the great Ronaldo from Brazil, and Soleimani from Saudi Arabia, and finally David Nayati, for what we hope will be an inaugural game for the World Cup to set the tone. Creative.
Finishing attempt by Ronaldo.
And substitutions during the flow of play. Ronaldo comes on. Dion Burton, virtually his lookalike, comes on. In fact, Dion has been nicknamed Ronaldo. Batistuta is coming off the pitch. And Hussein Soleimani, number 13 of Saudi Arabia, will come on. So Dion Burton is on.
From Dion.
Ronaldo get a little bit of sustenance on the bench. And also sign an autograph. He was signing autographs as he came out for the second half from photographers, security guards. He is the, we said, transcendent player. Touched down by Margas and now lifted out. Soleimani of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Eric Ronaldo of the United States, number 16.
Was a chance to showcase your talent and maybe get out from some of those tough situations, but that's all changed.
Soleimani for Nayati, the South African, on the overlap against Lagadouche. Whistling it high and wide. João Havelange, the gentleman in the front row in the middle, the president of FIFA outgoing, and the great parlor game. Ronaldo, finally. Costa Curta got in the way of that one. Ronaldo back on it in the box, though. Ronaldo with a cross, looking over the head of Burton.
Well, if the other team scoreline of 5-4, they got to get him the ball a little bit more.
Well, whose prediction was that scoreline? Soleimani was on that ball, number 13. The youngest players, we said, started all but one of the World Cup qualifiers. Costa Curta, the veteran of the Azzurri. Eric Ronaldo now. Back to Bernal. We've seen each other so many times over the years. The U.S. and Mexico. Into the box. Saved by Rodas, the Norwegian keeper, on the attempt by Soleimani. Hussein Soleimani. Of the draw following it. And if you joined us along the way, you missed a marvelous night for Ronaldo. For the world side, the cross inside, put out by Holding. Loose at the 6, and indecision there on the back line of the European side.
Yeah, well, a little confusion there between an Italian central defender, an English central defender, and the Norwegian.
Zinedine Zidane with a goal with the player of the match.
As we'll do in an exhibition match. That's what's on order for them, with a lot of weekend activity coming up in the leagues.
Burton's ball. Looking for Soleimani. It all began with Ronaldo's ball out of the back and the throw-in.
Already somebody from that part of the world there. It's already taken care of pretty much this time.
That's how the U.S. suddenly ended up with Colombia on its plate last time at the draw. All very Suleimani still on the ball. This is Salimi laying it back. Suleimani, the Saudi pro. Salimi, Morocco, Tunisia, I beg your pardon, and Suleimani missing at the post. Hussein Suleimani.
Well, a great chance there. Too bad. It would have been nice to see a goal by a player who's not exactly a household name, or a country that's not real famous in the game, as we've seen some great goals coming in from the Ronaldos and Batistutas and so forth, Colombia, the Avila. Well, there was a great chance to a goalkeeper mistake. If they'd not done that, they could have won that group.
Dion Burton, he's got Ronaldo making a run to his left of the box. Dion Burton of Jamaica. Save there on the shot by Hussein Suleimani. 2 attempts on goal.
They did arguably contribute the goal of the World Cup.
Russian roulette near handball at midfield that we simply play on tonight. Offside. Actually a foul behind the play.
Yeah. Paul Ince with one final whack at somebody as he came in late. And Suleiman. Paul Ince, of course, will be going off to a terrifically important match this weekend at 11:15 in the morning on Saturday. They play Manchester United in Liverpool.
And full time by negotiation interfered in midfield. Our referee Gilles Vissier of France has whistled the World Cup All-Star match to a conclusion. The rest of the world defeating Europe 5-2. Ronaldo, with the pressure of next summer on him, can look back fondly, I guess, on this night as a night when he gave the world a bit of a taste.
Well, it's a great idea to have a match here for the draw, and you might say that they each won a half. I mean, clearly the rest of the world...